Class of 61 did our summer camp at Fort Meade, Maryland, with the ROTC instructors from our 2nd Army area and the 3rd Cavalry. I remember the best part being the chance to meet cadets from the other programs. I saw a few of them later in Army schools and during my career.
Out of Manhattan's Penn Station, the train headed south, gliding past the city with the massive billboard with its flashing light bulbs. What Chester makes Chester. On its way to Maryland and Edgewood Arsenal. It was the summer of 1949. I was to attend my ROTC encampment with the U.S. Army Chemical Corps. The summer enrollment that year was numbered of a little over 100. The cadets were housed in a post-wooden barracks. Our uniforms consisted of Class A summer dress, and of course the utility dress, that is fatigues. The duration of training was, I believe, 6 weeks at the liberal base pay of $90 per month. The intent of the summer training was to expose the cadets to the Chemical Corps' mission and its chemical agents and munitions, flamethrowers, gas masks, smoke generators, small arm weapons, and the 4.2-inch mortar. The time at camp was most enjoyable with the additional opportunity to meet and converse with a diverse group of chemistry majors from a variety of public and private institutions of higher learning. The ROTC summer camp training presented a short venue of the typical life on an Army post. We departed summer camp and returned to our individual states a little wiser from the unique military experience and collegiate fellowship. For me, the summer camp experience coupled with PMC's military science tenets provided and prepared me for the rigors of leadership under combat conditions.
I went to Indiantown Gap during the summer between my first and second class years, 1969. As I recall, there were several sessions each summer lasting around 6 weeks. Frankly, I went to IGMR pretty cocky as I figured my PMC experience gave me a leg up over the regular ROTC types, and that proved to be true, especially on anything relating to drill and ceremony. I especially remember the rush of being in charge of a platoon and being graded on conducting an exercise. I recall having to plan and lead a night ambush, and we had regular Army units assigned as aggressors.
I was at Indiantown Gap Military Reservation in 1969. The most memorable event was watching the landing on the moon on a portable TV someone snuck into the barracks. Other than that, summer camp was a breeze after all the military training we received at PMC.
I was class of 1962 and also spent 4 weeks at Fort Meade and 2 at Indiantown Gap. The 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment provided training and opposing force. It was a great opportunity to mingle with the guys from other schools. I made some lasting friends and had a great experience.
In the summer of 1972, Hurricane Agnes hit Pennsylvania with what was to become Pennsylvania's worst disaster, according to a USA Today article, as evidenced by the flood waters completely surrounding the governor's mansion in Harrisburg, forcing Governor Milton Shapp and his wife to flee the grounds, among other incidents during the storm. I was at Indiantown Gap for summer camp, along with other PMC classmates for that 6-week period, which included Hurricane Agnes. We did not miss 1 hour of training, as I recall. In fact, I remember laying on the ground in the prone firing position, as we called it, on my Army poncho to zero my weapon. The poncho served as a mini swimming pool liner and resulted in quite a soaking while firing. With each shot, I had to blow the water out of my rear sight so I could see, because the water droplets created an objects appear closer effect when I looked at my target downrange. A few buildings suffered wind damage. A few of our scheduled instructional classes were shifted to take advantage of heavier rains, and we trudged around in wet footgear for a week, but the Army kept rolling along.
I was also at Indiantown Gap Military Reservation, IGMR, during Hurricane Agnes. I was involved in the land navigation training during the height of the storm. Those intermittent streams that were shown on the map were turning into raging rivers, making the course almost impossible to cross. Ponchos were completely useless, the maps were soaked and torn and unreadable. I think my most lonely time there was sitting under a tree with rain rolling off my helmet into my sea rations thinking, why am I doing this? Then I remembered that my draft number was 28.
LDEC has forever changed me as a person. It made me realize the true leader I never fully saw in myself. I always knew I could lead, but I didn't realize how well until I got to camp. LDEC is miserable. It's terribly hot. You're malnourished, dehydrated, running on 3 hours of sleep a night for a month, constantly being evaluated by not only cadre but your peers as well. Stress is at an all-time high. Yet this was the perfect opportunity to show who really leads. It's easy to sit back and slide under the radar at camp, but if you take advantage of every situation and turn it around to favor you, you will have the most valuable experience like I did. Nothing in my life has ever been so stressful yet so rewarding. You really get out what you put in.